We're in Biyam Darkecha in the chapter on Tefilah, page Reish Yud Bet.
Tefilah, really?
Tefilah, prayer. We're going to have a few weeks now on dealing with prayer, with maybe a break for Shovavim once, but focusing on prayer for at least 3-4 weeks. And Bezat Hashem, let's get started. Rabbim mevakshim dvar Hashem. A lot of people are seeking out the word of Hashem. V'nafsham b'she'elatam, and they have a question in their soul. What do I do in order to have the desire to want to pray? And that the holy prayers won't be this burden for me. Because for sure, when a person gets such an amazing prayer filled with light, with a feeling of closeness and dveikut to Hashem, and then you have sweetness, and the sweetness is so powerful, it's so strong. This strengthens my relationship with Hashem. But sometimes, a person feels, I don't have any desire to pray. Then a person, when they don't feel like they want to pray, right, then it's like, okay, this is a burden on me. It's like some yoke on my neck. The person needs to learn and understand what to do. Tefilah, prayer, is one of the things the rabbi is saying. It's at the highest points of the world. Everything depends on it. The whole entire order of an Israeli man's day, meaning Israel from the sons of Israel, Yaakov Avinu, and his whole entire spiritual stature, all depends how that person stands in front of Hashem when doing Tefilah. That's just a little intro. And Be'ezrat Hashem Yitbarach, Shalom Aleichem, we're going to go in now, Lagish et Tefilah, going into feeling the prayer. Tefilah, what is it in a one-liner? Kesher im Hashem Yitbarach. It's a relationship with Hashem, a connection to Hashem. V'ine, asibah ha'pnimit, the internal reason, she'en cheshek litpalel, that there's no desire to pray, hi biglal shemivinim et ha'inyan tefilah b'tzora lo meduyeked. It's because we don't really properly understand what Tefilah is. And I'm going to do my best to not use the word prayer during this, because the word Tefilah is much deeper, and we're going to get into the meaning now. Whoever thinks that the whole entire idea of Tefilah, of prayer, right, is that by way of it I can receive inyanim shechasarim lo, things that are lacking, things that I have a lack in, b'ruchaniyut, v'gashmiyut, spirituality and physicality. Azai kasher hu lo margish shechaser lo mashu chashuv. Then when a person doesn't feel that they're lacking something with importance, then it could be very well that that person won't have any desire to pray. Because the person doesn't feel an internal reason to pray. Right? And another thing that causes hardship on a person, this is the footnote, that people, they think that they need to have proper kavanah on every single word and, make all a complete kavanah. And if they're not able to have kavanah, then it wasn't a successful prayer. And obviously, a person's not going to hit the bullseye every single time, so most likely they're not going to hit the bullseye every time, right? So then that also is another way that a person, so there's one thing. One is like if Tefilah is all about I'm lacking something, so I need to pray for it. So then when everything's all fine and dandy, then I don't really have such a desire to pray. And not only that if I think that all my Tefillot need to be with complete intention and kavanah perfectly, then that's also going to cause me to not want to pray so much. But a person who understands Tefilah properly, and a person know what he's doing in every single Tefilah that he does, then if Bezat Hashem, a person is going to have a lot of passion, a lot of desire to want to go and pray then. Tefilah is the time the time that a person connects to his Creator, in the strongest way and in the deepest way. And you feel the reality of Hashem with you with the highest level of clarity. This is the main goal of prayer, to get to the stage that's called Omed Lifnei HaMelech, standing in front of the king. To recognize his unity and his reality. And from that to recognize that Hashem is here with us, to connect to him, and to be happy in him, with a heart that's filled with trust. It's written in the Pasuk, Israel will be joyful with their maker, and the children of Zion will be happy with their king. Footnote, and even though a person needs to pray also on physical needs, his head needs to be resting in godliness. And even though I'm asking for physical needs, my thought and the purpose in all of that is to get to higher levels of dveikut in Hashem. A person who approaches Tefilah in this way, that right now I'm trying to get to the point where I'm standing in front of the king, to feel Hashem, to know that he's here with me, to have my heart completely trusting in him, to be happy. A person who approaches Tefilah like that, then he has reason, he has taste, he leaves Tefilah with something every single time, every single one. Because he believes, and sometimes even feels, feel how every single tefillah, every single prayer is opening up my brain, opening up my heart. To feel Hashem more, to believe in him more, and to cling to him more. Whoever prays this way, then every single tefillah is another connection and another form of clinging to Hashem deeper and deeper. And you have immense pleasure every single moment that you're able to talk to and to connect to the source of your life. Im ahavat nafsho, with the love of your soul. V'hu sameach al kol tosefet ba'akara ba'Hashem yitbarach v'yichudo. You're happy with every single piece of additional comprehension, additional recognition, additional relation. Oh, I learned that about my beloved today. I learned, I spoke to, I got really real today. I talked more from my heart today. I got to a place that I never spoke about before. Right? Every single little tefillah is adding more and more and more and more. והתפילה לא תלויה אצלו אם חסר לו דבר, וגם לא אם קיבל את מה שהוא מבקש. Tefillah for that person is not now dependent on if I'm lacking something or did I get what I asked for. וגם לא אם הצליח לכוון בכל מילה, and not also if I was, I was able to have perfect kavanah in every single word. Right? And obviously we all have to try with our full power to have as much kavanah as possible, but that's not the point, the kavanah. The point is to get to dveikut. The point is to be standing in front of the king. The kavanah helps us get further and further in that. Right? But the main goal is to be in front of the king. So we have to try our hardest to have kavanah, but we never need a break from it because it's a tool. The main will of Hashem and the main life force, just from the fact that I'm strengthening my relationship with the Creator, that you're meriting in prayer, that's how I see my success. Was I successful in my tefillah? Well, did I get closer to Hashem? Yes. So I went to mincha, that means I'm that much closer to Hashem. So was I successful? Well, anything closer is already, that's a giant success, right? And when we really understand properly what is tefillah, and we understand that the idea of prayer is to connect to Hashem, then even if it's hard, and even if you're not able to have proper intention, proper kavanah, or he doesn't have any desire, from any different types of things that could be going on in a person's life, any reason you want to throw in there, any excuse, no matter what, if you understand tefillah in this way, that you're connecting to Hashem, you will always have some relationship to tefillah. You will always have some kind of rope that's holding you connected. בעצם הדיבור just by the way of speaking to Hashem. שתמיד נמצא עמנו בכל מצב, that Hashem is with us in every single situation. I have a little bit of a long footnote here, but it's important. והנה לפעמים האדם לא מצליח אפילו להרגיש את החיבור עם השם יתברך. Sometimes people don't even manage to feel the connection to Hashem. וצריך לא להתייאש. You have to not have any despair. ולא לחשוב שהתפילה הזאת אבודה, חס ושלום. Don't think that that prayer is lost, God forbid. אלא ייכנס להבין שעכשיו השם יתברך מתגלה אליו בעומק פנימי. You have to go into understanding and revealing that Hashem right now is showing himself in a very, very deep way. And you cling to Hashem even without feeling anything. Just based on the fact that Hashem is here with me right now. And he's giving me life right now. And he's the core of my life. And if that's the case, then I'm clinging to Hashem. Just at the essence of my existence is a connection to Hashem. That is already enough for me to have immense dveikut in prayer. Feeling it, lights are revealed, this, that, and that. Don't feel it, don't feel anything. This is Yom Kippur, right? We don't have any pleasure. We take away all the physical. Why? Cling to Hashem at the core without any pleasure. Don't experience any pleasure and cling to Hashem. Dveikut etzem. And a person who's looking only for lights and revelations, it causes a person to have problems. It causes a person to have a lot of interruptions in his service of Hashem. It's impossible that you're going to build up your whole entire spiritual portfolio right now only on the feelings. Sometimes feelings are revealed and sometimes they're hidden, they're concealed. It needs to be that by way of all the emotions that you have, you're looking for Hashem himself. And cling to the essence of Hashem without feeling any emotions sometimes. Rather from a recognition and an understanding that Hashem is here right now. And I can talk to him and I can connect to him. And that reality, that he's here right now, and I can connect to him and talk to him, that does never ever change because your heart doesn't feel it. So in any situation, a person, whether they feel it or not, you can find from that knowledge, that understanding, right? It's not an emotion, it's a knowledge, it's a dot, it's in your head, it's something that you know, it's a fact. Hashem is here with me right now, that's all I need. I can talk and I can connect. That's all I need. I don't need a feeling, I don't need a revelation. Bet, if you go deeper with our understanding in the unity of Hashem, the depths, what is the deeper part of understanding of what Tefilah is? In Tefilah, there is a download onto the person. The ability for you to achieve a deeper recognition of the unity of Hashem. Every time you go to pray, no matter how you did, how it was for you in your perception, you just downloaded the ability to recognize the unity of Hashem. Dainu, what does that mean? This is what's called, by the way, in Kabbalah, Amshachat Mochin, the pulling down of Mochin. That's what it is, right? And with Tefilah Adam Zocher, in a prayer, a person merits Lavin v'Lagish, to understand and to feel V'yeter Omek, with a great depth, at Mitziut Hashem Yitbarach Ba'olam, at the reality of Hashem in the world. V'she'en od min vado, right? Our favorite sentence in all of the Darkecha in the world. She'en od min vado. There's nothing besides Hashem. Al yedei zeh, and by way of this, u'mitchaber v'nidbak bo, u'mitkasher elav yitbarach, v'yeter set v'chayei ito et chayav. By way of that, by way of getting to the deeper aspect of the Hashem being everywhere in the world, unified completely, and there's nothing besides Him. By way of that, I connect to Hashem, and I cling to Hashem, and I have a connection to Hashem, and a relationship in the deepest way possible, and I live my life with Hashem. This is the complete idea of Tefilah. To get to a stronger recognition of the unity of Hashem, and from that already to get to a deeper connection, right, a deeper relationship with Hashem Yitbarach, often in a way that by way of my Tefilah, now I'm going to get to more recognition, a deeper recognition, a more rooted recognition of the unity of Hashem, that He is unique in His world, and you're going to feel Hashem and live Hashem in all ideas. We're going to go into the footnote, and with this we're going to finish. It's a little bit of a long one, but Zat Hashem. This is the secret of what's called praise, shevach, in Tefilah, in prayer. You have to do a praise, and then your request, and then a praise again. Right? We start with just praising. We're not asking Hashem for anything. We say, you do heal, you do revive the dead, you do bring rain. Right? We're not asking Him in the beginning, in the Amidah. And then we go into asking Him a whole bunch of different things, and then we go back to praising Hashem. So what is the secret? Because only by way of the part of having shevach, which is praise and thanks, recognition, thanks, hod, which is the feeling of the unity and the closeness to Hashem, only by way of that is prayer completed. Shevach, what is the idea of shevach, of praise of Hashem? The idea is to feel and to understand the greatness of Hashem, and from that to come to a recognition, a stronger recognition that everything Hashem is doing, and everything is completely good, and to just take pleasure and to enjoy just speaking to Him. But if a person is only asking, requesting all the time, even though that is all for sure very dear to Hashem, that is not the purpose. This is the reason that a lot of people in their prayers, they don't feel like they're getting their answers, they're getting their salvations, and they get broken from this. Because they're only looking for physical success, or even spiritual. If you're looking to get something physical out of your prayer, or spiritual, that is great, but that is not the end-all be-all. The end-all be-all is that now I'm getting more of an ability to connect to Hashem, to get deeper in my relationship with Hashem, and to be connected in everything I'm doing. And even though for certain, no questions asked, every single prayer does work and does in action, but if your whole entire intention, your kavanah is always only to yourself, they're far from the truth, the point of truth. Then there's now a lot of opposing forces coming against that prayer spiritually in Shemayim. And it's not successful in getting to the place that it needs to get to. But a person who comes to pray in order to reveal Hashem, Hashem, blessed be He, in himself and in the whole entire world, and to come cling to Hashem in the deepest way possible, then since his intention is proper, and he's using the power of prayer, of Tefilah, for the purpose that it was created, then his prayer is completely acting and is doing everything it needs to do. Then a person like that is approaching prayer in order to reveal Hashem in himself and in the world, and to show how it's all Hashem, that person, not only is he getting answered, he can even pull down complete salvations from Shemayim. And for certain, whoever prays in a proper way, in a fitting way, sometimes it takes time. It's not always that you bring down the shefa, the abundance, the salvation straight away. But you have to remember, the whole entire point of every single prayer, the end-all be-all really, is to draw down mochin, to draw down brain power, intellect. Dainu, meaning, meaning that a person should come to receiving a deeper recognition, to acquire more understanding, to feel more, deeper connection to Hashem. Come closer to Hashem, according to your level. And that is done immediately. That is done immediately. If you do your request, you're trying to get successful, you're trying to complete one Shmona Esrei without having different thoughts, all those things, that's nice, but you're dealing with yourself. You want to deal with connecting Hashem, meaning I become now this radiant tower of a lightning rod of Dveikut, that I reveal Hashem in me, and then that is revealing Him in the world. Everything I look at, I can recognize now Hashem deeper because I prayed Mincha, I prayed Arvit, I prayed Shacharit. Every time I go to prayer, I'm downloading more of the ability to see Hashem completely in the world and to not get confused of this world at all. When I go to pray like that, now when I go to ask Hashem, please, B'ezrat Hashem, I know it's all you, but because it's all you, I'm asking you, Hashem, Yitbarach, please help this person. That person, I could potentially pull down that Yeshua, right? Any one of us that approaches Tefilah that way, we have the ability then. Why? Because our approach is now, I'm connecting to Hashem, I'm reconnecting to the source. And if I'm at the source, then it's you're at the source. It's that simple. So, B'ezrat Hashem, we're going to stop here. We have a lot more to do in Tefilah, but that's a nice beginning definition, and we have a little bit more in this first chapter, but we'll do that next week.